All right, yeah, man. Peace, people. My name is Deron Clark, and this is my first episode of Brooklyn News. And I had to come out and say something, man, about this Rittenhouse trial. First of all, because as you can see, this judge is doing a lot of laughing. The judge is finding this shit funny. However many motherfuckers is injured. And you got a motherfucker that can't stop laughing all day. That's all he can do. He just said at least CNN, whoever did a good job of staying out of his motherfucking way, this, that, and the third. Well, this motherfucker been laughing since the goddamn trial started. And it seems to me like he's finding a lot of shit funny. But we gonna see what's gonna happen. I highly doubt this little white boy gonna go to jail. I highly doubt this shit. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it, man. He looked like a little fucking kid. He was 17 when he did it. To me, it's all bullshit because first and foremost, for him and a group of people to travel, wherever they travel from, to Kenosha, to do what they did, to me, should be a federal crime. Like, if we hear some white boys going somewhere crazy, doing something crazy in whatever location, and then you go ahead and go out there with a group of your, opposite racial group to match their group and do some shit he did, being a person of color, they're gonna put you under the jail. So the fact that there's even, and then the only other thing that's kind of crazy is that it wasn't black people just specifically that he killed. I didn't really, I didn't check to see the nationalities of the people, but I think they're white. They're white guys. So at this point, it's a location thing. It's a definitely a financial thing because imagine if, Rosenbaum had a fucking AR-15. They said he just got released from the psych ward and all type of other shit. So it's impossible to truly, you know what I mean, put a real finger on this weird type of shit right here. We done seen black people get gunned down for the past fucking 100 years already. Before I seen it, it's been happening before my fucking eyes. I'm 37. And, as far as I can remember, the first time I've ever seen some shit like this and remembered it, as far as with racial shit with the police, as far as national, was the Rodney King beating. And if anybody, any 80 babies in here, if you was up in the spot back in the days, that's what you remember. You remember Tyson, Michael, and Rodney King getting his fucking ass kicked. That motherfucker got his ass kicked on national TV. And and listen, look at this shit. You got the Rodney King shit that was so outrageous. And then you got fucking 40 years later, that shit's still happening. So that's letting you know that these people in power, is the concept of the judges, the concept of the people in power is not changing. Because if you can still be able to do shit like this in America, that's letting you know what time it is. You know what I mean? So I'm just listening to my daughter cry. I just asked my son and my baby moms, and to hold the baby down while going to clear a spot in the room in the spot and make a little live and talk to y'all. But I got to do this, man. I got to start some. Got a lot of things to say, and I definitely want to get it out there. I even heard. I saw Campbell talking about the Twin Towers is up alive, and I've been shooting that shit out on my Facebook years ago. Like Larry Silverstein, 99-year loan, all of that weird shit. Like, you know how hard it is for black people to get fucking car insurance? So where the fuck, what type of position in the world allows you to take out a loan for 99 motherfucking years on a property? And then 6 months fucking later, the whole shit get blown up. You know what I mean? So, we in that type of world now. We in that type of world where anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. You can't trust a motherfucker now. That's the bottom line. You can't trust a motherfucker no more. You can't trust a motherfucker no more. You know what I'm saying? Progressive, Geico, all these motherfuckers, what they do to black people over car insurance and over all type of shit is bullshit. And then you got motherfucking Allstate and State Farm giving niggas insurance, giving rich white men insurance. Just drop some shit for fucking buildings. So this lets you know the separation, the gap, the chase that you have to even fathom to try to get to. You know what I mean? When you can go say, you know what, I'm about to take out insurance on a building and then pray to God that nothing happens, but hopefully this shit collapses and I get $7 billion just landed in my account. That's basically what's happening. That shit, that's 9/11. That shit years ago. You know what I mean? So we at a point now where, you know, we got to realize what time it is, man. And it's a few other topics I want to speak on. You know, the Jay-Z and Dame Dash shit, you know what I mean? Like, I went through some shit like that, man, where, well, not specifically like that, but, you know, when I was young growing up, you know, I tried to get every dude that was close to me. I tried to get every dude to focus on, like, just basically try to be another me. You know what I'm saying? Because I always cared about people. So I figured if I can get all my dudes to do enough to say, you know what? I don't know if Patsy ain't in here. I don't think so. Damn, I can't get that. It's on the bed. Yeah, but I look at it like this, man. You know, if I could have had got a couple of my guys to say, you know what, let's do something that's worth it. You know what I mean? Rather than robbing niggas for summer youth checks and all of that dumb shit that everybody was into when I was growing up. I was about getting to the dollar. You know what I'm saying? So I created a base of clients. You know what I'm saying? Like at a young age when I ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? And I went through some shit with a close friend, man. And you know, it probably was one of the worst feelings I ever felt. You know what I'm saying? I brought a motherfucker into something and gave him rules. Gave the motherfucker specific rules on how to conduct shit. And that motherfucker went against the grain and tried to tie all type of shit into everything, man. I tell you, you know, I'm 37, you know, and as you can see, I still look young. That's because I ain't never had to rat on a nigga. I ain't never had to do a lot because you know why? I did a lot of shit by myself. I ain't never have to go through a lot of the shit that every other nigga went through out here because I did not fuck with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because fucking with niggas will get you caught the fuck up, man, for real. Fucking with niggas, I know it. A nigga who I looked at as a little homie, you know, he showed me how big his heart was. When that motherfucker, they snatched him for 30-something joints. And he stood tall. Now, the funny shit is, any motherfucking nigga that I was running around that was in my bracket, I can't see doing that. I can't see none of the niggas that is my specific age doing what, you know, and to be real with you, it was a mental thing. You know, I'm around this motherfucker all these years and I ain't realize I'm only a year older than him. But mentally, I believe I was older. You know what I'm saying? Because see, it made no sense to me to put myself in a non-productive state. You know, and I don't realize he knew. I don't think he realized how productive that he was gonna be in life. You know what I'm saying? Like not just with these, not just bang, 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 not with all that. It's like real productive. Like what you really worth. What's your talents, bro? They want you. It's a want for you, bro, out there. And before he could realize that, the streets got to him. You know what I'm saying? The streets got to the nigga. You know what I mean? And the nigga had to take a big seat, man. One of the biggest seats. That's why I say when niggas be talking all this shit still on the internet, that shit weird, man. That shit weird. Like, that's like any nigga that's out here. You mean to tell me you don't got one person that's somewhere that you be like, damn, I wish that nigga would have just chilled out. Now, why the fuck you can't say that for yourself? So that just goes to show you the type of world we in there where no matter how close you are to the violence, to the trauma, to the hurt, these niggas still putting themselves right next to that shit. They big brother locked up, daddy locked up, all that. You know what I mean? Lil Durk father, Lil Durk ain't gonna stop. How can he? How can he, man? It's sad, and I don't know what's wrong with niggas' brains, but it's something wrong with the young black men, man, where we cannot survive. And if we thinking getting money and having a strong team and surviving, that shit is not real. It's not real. Just having a strong team and getting money and all that, that's not surviving, because everything could get broken down. Everything could get broken down. You know what I'm saying? So I see my first little comment. This is just my first little episode. I'm building up a little, base, trying to hit a few little areas and shit. I'm kind of everywhere with this one. Don't mind this one. It should be interesting and funny also, and enlightening. You got to mix it in. Sometimes you got to mix it up. You just can't be political. You just can't be ghetto. You got to kind of bring it all. You just can't be, suburban. You just can't be urban. You got to kind of bring all that shit together. So I'm a very intellectual person, and everything that I bring you is definitely facts. So, about what I've been through and what I see, I have no reason to lie, tell no lies about nothing. But, we living in a world where now you got mysterious billionaires coming along from fucking cryptocurrency, and listen, you got to move on with the times. You keep wondering and questioning what the fuck is it. Before you know it, your ass gonna be motherfucking broke and everybody else gonna be rich. You keep wondering what the fuck is crypto. Don't worry about the motherfucker, what the fuck it is. Put a little couple dollars in the bitch and see what it is. Motherfuckers that run around here and spend money, buy sneakers, do all type of shit, but don't want to motherfucking see the value in what's going on, and that's your problem. And that's part of the black community, especially the elders, because like people like my moms, I can't get her to even. She won't think about doing that shit. She about to retire. She don't give a fuck about making no extra money if the shit ain't completely legit. And even shit that is legit, it's still too risky. So, it's time to move on, man. It's like, if you fucked up in this world, it's kind of your fault. No matter how much they throwing at you, they giving you an opportunity to still get out of this shit. You just got to be smart at this point. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, we living in a real opportunistic, deadly time, man. We got the COVID running around. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I had caught a little bad cold, and that shit tore me down, man. I probably ain't never been sick like that in a while, but luckily I bounced back from that shit, man. And it's serious out here, man. I mean, the best thing you could do is just really, keep your good faith, man, and pray to your God. All right, Linda, baby, but just because you're not learning a whole new money system, you don't need to learn a whole new money system. When you put something somewhere and you see the motherfucker grow, if you see the motherfucker losing too much, you take it out. You see the motherfucker grow too much, you see you going to something. I mean, everything is a trial and error in this world. So you really can't, you know what I mean? You can't be scared. Scared money ain't gonna make nothing. Don't ever forget that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I caught cases and went to, and did shit, had to go sit for a little while because scared money don't make nothing. And my mother raised a good boy, but I realized that shit early. Scared money ain't going never made nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that go. And don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? It's like I would just make sure I stay up on what's relevant. You know what I mean? Like, you already know the top dogs in the game, Bitcoin, Shiba, all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? The top dogs. Ethereum. The bottom line is, if you would have put money into this shit 2, 3, 5 years ago, you wouldn't even. And me too. So that's what's going on now. This is a real big week right here. Bitcoin just hit like 69,000, 67 and 69,000 this week, but the shit is at like 63,000 right now. So that's letting you know that the next big jump on Bitcoin is going to 70 racks. Real talk. So you gotta be in it to win it. That's how that shit go. You gotta be in it to win it. And got a couple dollars in the shit, nothing major. I'm really dealing with Robinhood and really just getting the hang of that Robinhood shit. So Robinhood is a good look if you do your work. Robinhood is a good look. If you know how to trade, you get some, do some little bit of homework, you could be all right. So I plan on rolling that hard. I'm also I started a little business, a little bedsheet business. Me and my son kind of was a single dad. I had him when I was 26. Didn't really get along too well with his mom's. So I kind of had him. I took custody, took him to court, got custody of my son. I did probably what a lot of Brooklyn young black dudes don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like I made sure, because I knew that relationship between young black people, it gets to jealousy. And after a while, no matter if it's a man or a woman, a girlfriend or one of your guy friends, it's like you got to separate yourself completely because that person be too close to you enough to take you down. So you can't hold on just because of the kid, just because he my man. Nah, you got to cut shit off. Like, so I gave her enough length, gave her enough time to get her mind right, tried to help the girl out, tried to help my baby moms out, did everything I could, but what I wasn't going to do was let myself get, tore down. So I took my little man and, blew out, got custody and blew out away from her. Let's just say that. And, yeah, that's what happened. And I came up with a bed sheet called the Shank It. It's basically like a real simple one piece, drawstring, flannel. The top connects to the bottom, side pockets on the fitted sheet. Something very, cool for the kids, and even for us adults too. So I took it and ran with it, man. I'm not trying to go back to jail, man. That shit is not cool, man. I mean, I keep it 100 with you. If a motherfucker could go back and forth through the bookings in Brooklyn, man, jail ain't nothing. If you can go back and forth through that, jail ain't nothing. I'll be honest with you. Central bookings in New York City is the craziest shit, and probably any other processing center in New York. The Tombs, I ain't never go nowhere but to the bookings. But that shit was enough for me. The bookings are so bad. I was begging to get taken to Rikers Island. That's how bad the bookings is. Hoyt Skimmerhorn. That shit is terrible, man. I mean, you can't even take a piss in the toilet because the piss that jumped back at you, it's crazy. Whatever jumped back, like, it's crazy in the bookings, man. Like that's when I realized I was mentally prepared for whatever. Was when I caught a case, and I had to sit in that motherfucker for about 4 days, and that's when I realized that, yeah, man, it's definitely tough. It's tough, you know what I'm saying, and you got to be prepared because I ain't eat for 4 days. I barely went to the bathroom, man, because it's a mental thing. Everything around you is so disgusting. It's so, it's ridiculous. So it's like, that shit ain't where to be. That shit ain't nowhere to be. Whatever you got to do to stay out of jail, do it. I don't give a fuck. Go to shelter, go to school. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do to stay out of jail. That's all I can say. I mean, but then again, on the flip side, you see the BMF stories and, you see the Alpo stories, and we see the bounce back from that, man. I mean, 20, 30 years later, here we go. Here they go. Here they was. You know what I mean? This shit is a revolution. This shit is a revolving thing. So it's never a time when it ain't worth it. But for me, it's like, damn, man, I had my little man. I wasn't going to sit there and go to jail, just for the shit, for the street shit. It ain't make no sense. You know what I mean? And as far as, what I'm doing to try to help people, I do a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've been giving back for a while. I always was a dude who gave back, and I ain't never ever was a dude how on my horses when I was really up. You know what I mean? I always gave. And that's one thing. That's why I'm still here, because I'm not a selfish motherfucker. That's a fact. I'm selfish when I gotta be. Don't get this shit twisted, because you ain't gonna never get nowhere giving all your shit away. But as far as being, you gotta realize, especially when you're doing fucked up shit in the street, if you ain't giving back, you definitely getting out of there. Somebody gonna get you out of there, nigga. I don't give a fuck who you are. So, any real nigga, any real street nigga know that. And a lot of these niggas, you can tell ain't street niggas, they just idiots. They ain't never gave. Any real street nigga got love. I mean, and trust and believe, the love that I got ain't even from the niggas that I gave. That's a fact. It get to that point where niggas see you surviving so well on your own, they wonder how you do that shit. They like, how the fuck this nigga Dayron don't fuck with nobody, and this nigga, that's why, nigga, because you don't even know. You don't know you don't know who I got coming, who I don't got coming, who I got going. You gotta leave niggas guessing. You gotta leave niggas guessing, for real. You can't have these niggas out here, everybody your man, niggas that, like, nigga, you 30-something years old, the kids and all that. How the fuck is you still? And these niggas do it. You know what I mean? But I had to start a live, man, because there's so much going on And I see so many people, you know, on this shit just throwing around trash, just dragging people through the mud. Like that shit corny to me too. You know, like it's interesting and all that to hear about celebrity gossip, but that shit corny, man. Like for certain people, if you next to it, if you was next to it, cool. You know, like the big, like, you know, like Hassan Campbell. He was next to that shit. So it's okay for him to do what he doing. He was already out there. But for a lot of these motherfuckers that's high behind screens and that shit corny, man. That shit corny, man, you know. Cause to be real with you, any motherfucker that could go on live and come up here and out shit, they tough. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they not hiding, especially when everybody know who they are. But if nobody don't know who you are and you on this shit, like I seen the motherfucker YouTube page, the motherfucker just got a still shot. This one motherfucker had up here a jail still shot talking about NBA young boy, one of these other rappers got stabbed. Like that shit is just whack, man. That shit corny to me, man. It's sad that YouTube people even, you know, like I unsubscribe from a motherfucker who doing shit like that. Like this motherfucker got a still shot up here talking about an incident that happened in jail with one of your maybe your favorite rapper. You know what I mean? So he selling the game, man. He's selling the fucking game, you know. But black people definitely made a living off of tearing each other down. You know what I mean? Because you don't have a white platform like the black platform for that. You know what I mean? Like it's just non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Like where, you know, like where's the white outing source? There is none. You know what I'm saying? And the way they out each other, they've been doing that and doing it discreetly. You know, that's why these motherfuckers got a way to get away with it so long. You know, Silverstein and all these motherfuckers, because they've been keeping it, you know, on the hush hush. It ain't all over it, but now, you know, it may come to light. But we making a living off this shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, one motherfucker do it, everybody trying to do it. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. But yeah, I want to touch back on, you know, the Dame and Hove shit. You know what I mean? And Hove being from Brooklyn, the funny shit is I had a little Puerto Rican bitch that lived in Marcy. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't never had no Puerto Rican like that in my life. Marcy got it popping down there. For real, I was young. Hove, man, I just feel like Hove, no matter for what reason, after the level of success that they reached, I feel like Hove, you got to go back and get Dame. Like, unless it's some physical shit that happened, unless it's some criminal shit that happened, we got to go back and come together. Like, do Hove know what it would mean to the world for him to link back up with Dame? You know what I'm saying? Like, do he really know? And you know what I mean? And listen, listen. How much more money you want, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't doing nothing for the niggas that's in this lifetime. I mean, so, you know, no disrespect, no love lost. You know, Hove gave me the inspiration. Hove and Jeezy gave me the inspiration. The motherfucking do what I did out there, you know, and but do it smart too. I wouldn't say niggas is selling poison. Niggas ain't say go out there and get caught and do it. They said, you know, they told you how they did it. It's your fault if you got caught. You know what I mean? So you can't blame niggas for everything. You can't keep blaming Hove. You can't keep blaming, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't keep blaming everybody for these problems that these young black men is having. We can't do it. But yeah, that judge, man, that judge in this Rittenhouse shit, man, it's something fishy about this motherfucker. I gotta call a spade, man. Like, he laughing a lot. He doing a lot. Just look that shit up on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in Rittenhouse Judge keeps laughing. I'm pretty sure I only threw that shit up there just to try to get my page live, to be real with you. But that shit seemed real just nasty. Like, this motherfucker finding everything funny. But that's how it go in them little towns. Type in Rittenhouse Judge laughing. Told you, they got that shit up here. I told you I ain't the only one. Oh, I ain't really. Cause I've been watching the trial and I'm just surprised that he even like, you know, I mean, people die. I mean, it's not recently, but it's, you know, see, and they even said that unique style. So that's letting you. Hold on, I'm gonna let y'all see some of it. Chocolate syrup, cassava melon, and Playboy model Marley Renfro were enlisted to create an iconic scene in this film. Hold on, wait. Oh, yeah. What is Psycho? You've heard of it? I apologize for this. This is sinus. Yeah, my fucking light. I gotta get my light and shit together. But go check it out when y'all get a chance, man. Rittenhouse Judge. Yeah, look, what would you rather? Look, he laughing. I'm telling you, rather be here with me or get your nose operated on. I'm telling you, can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, he giving applause to the veterans, all type of shit. This shit real. This shit real, game rigged, man. And that motherfucker Rittenhouse look just like the dude from First Kid. I'm telling you, man, this shit is rigged. I'm gonna get my lighting together too because I want to show y'all. But this game is rigged, man. Game rigged. Game rigged, man. Prosecution, yeah, man. It's like that's a sign, man. When he's bugged out too. I don't trust him, man. He looks like Skinner from Simpsons. He looks like Skinner, man. There's no way, man. I mean, listen, like I said, it's not like he killed any black people. I'm not a racist, anything like that. But you know, I don't think anybody was particularly just African American. You know, so it's not a racial thing. I just think that he came down there. The little guy came down there with a group of motherfuckers that wanted to just get something started, and he had an AR, AK. Why not? You mean to tell me you drove all the way with that gun and not use it? You know what I mean? So, hey, you know, to me, all that shit is stupid anyway. I mean, listen, if because a motherfucker gets shot by the police, that shit gonna cause people in towns to riot and tear the town up. That shit dumb. Like, all of the rioters, where the fuck was your kids at while you was rioting? You mean to tell me that shit became your kids' problems and the people who know you problems? Like, you had to go ask for people to watch your kids to go do that shit? Like, come on. Yo, Steven, I appreciate that. I appreciate you, man. And maybe we can have a little discussion on. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. And you know, if it was a chase and bait and chase, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like Rosenbaum, I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. I mean, I'm not taking no sides, really. I'm just being real. I mean, 17 years old. Is he licensed to have the gun? If he is, listen, he went across. Did he cross state lines with the gun? Does that matter? You know, why did he go? Is he a part of the police department? Does he have special privilege to do this shit that he did? You know, Rosenbaum is a fucking nut. What are you chasing a guy with a gun for? Let's be real serious. I mean, that court case is a circus, though. I've been watching it. You know, Rittenhouse is fucking crying like seems like Sinbad is gonna come save him. You know, he's crying like he's the president's son. Like, motherfucker, you run around with AR with weapons. So what the fuck did you expect to happen? You know what I mean? You know, so you gotta look at it. I mean, listen, it is what it is. We can't make this shit up. You know, we can't make it up, Steven. I appreciate you. This is my first episode, man, and you know, I'm just trying to have an all-around channel, man. You know what I mean? And let people see some sort of light, man. You know, because everything ain't always one way, you know. It's really not. But it's a lot, man, with that, man. It's like, wow, you know, if he would have never chased him, Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. I'm with you. Like I said, I mean, I think, Rosenbaum, but the other people after that, if he was still getting pursued, after they seen him shoot Rosenbaum, why the fuck would you go chase him still? Common sense is, and they said Rosenbaum just got released from a mental institution. So that's part of the government fault, right? From releasing motherfuckers when they shouldn't be released. So it's a lot of accountability, man, out here, man. That's not being taken. Everybody's just letting this shit go. Like, if he's even out on bail, that's not fair because it's an illegal possession of a weapon and an AR at that. So that's federal. That's not. He shouldn't go to state jail. He got to go to federal jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he didn't have a handgun. He had a fucking a deer gun. He could have knocked the fucking bison out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at close range, he hit the dude. He broke his pelvis and tore the dude up, man. But like I said, it didn't have to be that bad. He could have had a regular gun and hit him, bow, hit him with something light, stopped everybody, hit him, bow, 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 leg shots everywhere. Pretty sure the little dude practices. Now it's time to get your aim right. So all that motherfucking wood hunting, shooting shit out there, and you get in a position and you're scared and you just killing shit. See, that's the problem. So should he have killed him? I feel like he should have shot him. Definitely should have shot him. You got a gun, he's chasing you. If he beats you up and take that gun, I mean, you have to beg for your fucking life now. Rosenbaum gonna make you beg for your life now. He's out of the he's out of the psych ward. So he's not a normal person. So, we all understand what's going on here. I don't even think this is a racial thing at all. Partly it is because the judge finds a lot of shit funny. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I'm just, that to me is just something that's unsettling with this case. And then now even the argument is really getting real elementary. If you've been watching it, it's like an elementary class. They're looking at fucking videos over and over that you can barely see. It's like being back in the first grade watching that fuzzy ass video that the teacher pulls out with the long ass, with the big desk that the movie, is bullshit and you watch it, like at the end now, because it's all dumb. It's all dumb. I mean, it shouldn't take this long, not this long, but it shouldn't be this much laughs going on. It shouldn't be this much arguing. Everybody has to take accountability for stuff. I know Cal don't think he's gonna walk out and go home. And then, as you can see, they got the videos with the mom crying in the actual courtroom, and then she's laughing 1 minute and then put back on a game face and started crying again. I mean, I don't know. I think there's just too many young white kids in that part of the country with guns. You know what I mean? Like, it has to stop somewhere. But, listen, I'm not the one that's going to stop it. I have to, build up an audience and build up a movement to try to help out. Now, see, that you said what I just said. Now, if everybody cared about their kid, listen, I mean, I don't know how that happened. And listen, helping or rioting, I'm glad that you was able to stay home, buddy. Good for you. You didn't have to kill nobody, and nobody ain't try to kill you. But then you got to also look at it, buddy, as when you take it upon yourself to play government, to play militia, to play organized crime stopper, you take on a lot of accountability, and maybe being a white male or black male, but I also feel like a white male, that's a white male thing. We have down south, of course, we have some black militias in certain places, but I don't think they're getting away with the things that white men are. I have to be real with you with that, and it's not a shot at nothing like that, but it's not fair. You know what I mean? Because the mindset of that, I'm with you. I mean, but we have to let the government play government, man, because other than that, then you have these type of incidents, and it'll never stop. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not none of our faults, but Rosenbaum ignited a fuse. And Kyle's a little kid playing with a deadly. I mean, one hit, bow, the shit. I mean, blow some shit up, literally. Bow. It's on. A rifle, AR, AK. I mean, it's not a game, and his mother and father should be at fault. You know, they're letting their kid, the dad, uncles, whoever he drove with, they should also be charged for accompanying a minor to do shit like that. There you go, buddy. Government failed to play government. And as you can see in the video, he surrendered after doing it, and they let him go. Now, you tell me something. Picture a little black guy walking with a strap across his vest. After just hearing shots, they saying that he shot him. Do you think they're going to get him 30 minutes later when he get home? Come on, man. Government is loose, man, and it is what it is, man, you know. The government is loose, but, you know, like I said, I mean, you know, it is what it is. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? You know, they let him go. They actually, I mean, they got him, but they could have easily stopped the show right there. I mean, and then we also know, you know, it's bigger than this. It's bigger than Kyle. It's bigger than Rosenbaum. It's bigger than this, man. We know, but we just getting started, so we got time to get there. We just getting started. But yeah, man, I pray for everybody in that case, man. I mean, hopefully Cal, you know, he could do a little time and learn that if he want to be a big boy, this is the big boy world. Because I don't feel like he definitely can't go back home, you know. You can't let him go back home after doing that. I'm pretty sure they were, yeah. I mean, you know, a bait and catch game, you know. And then now with all of the technology, I don't think a lot of people realize, you know, that they were basically being baited. Because when you look at it, like how many people did they catch hours later or next week, 2 weeks, a month after everything settled down? They had images and, you know, maybe some people got out. They even had some people that had masks on and still wound up getting identified because of whatever, you know, certain little. Man, maybe listen, bro. I got three kids, man, and it's one thing I try to do is stay positive, man, and keep hope, you know. But without the trust, it's impossible. And you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to keep the hope and peace is to keep the circle small. You know, don't put yourself in positions to have to fight others' battle or make others fight your own. Stay within your battles. You know what I mean? Like, not saying don't explore, but be prepared for exploring, you know, because exploring can lead to different things at this world, you know, at this time in this world. But, you know, I mean, listen, we're in a day and age where you make the right decision, you can get yourself out of a bad one. And, you know, people got to make the right decisions, man. It's just sad. But I cannot believe this, man. Like that judge, man, he reminds me of the guy from The Simpsons. Yeah, he's a real character, man. I mean, I don't really know what to say about him. I pray for him. Pray he can, you know, he's laughing a lot. I pray that he understands what's at stake. But I definitely, you know, wanted to come up here, give my little piece, and I'm glad. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Stephen. Word. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes everybody needs somebody to talk to, you know what I mean? And real podcast is going to be real. Everything is not just going to be about getting the bigger audience, and you know, it's just going to be about finding some people to connect with you on even grounds. Because all these podcasts out here today is just nasty, man. It's crazy. I never seen so much propaganda and so much bullshit ever, man. It's crazy, like. But yeah, we got a show going on, and we got the Ahmaud Arbery situation going on, and that's another one, man, I wanted to talk about too, man. Because you know, being a black man, as you can see, it's hard for me to play. You know, I feel like they both at fault. I might shake a lot of shoes with this one, but I feel like they're both at fault. I feel like Ahmaud Arbery, man, you know, you in a white town, buddy, and if it's not white enough for you to understand that, then, you know, it's hard. It's hard to believe that. So when you got Ahmaud Arbery jogging and being nosy, I'm from Brooklyn. You're nosy. You're nosy. And you're doing shit that your mother didn't tell you to fucking do. That's the bottom line. I don't give and you on properties with equipment around, shit like that. I mean, there's no way that he shouldn't ever put himself in that position. You know what I mean? If you was running and jogging, you should have been motherfucking jogging, but you wasn't. You was being nosy. You checking on this property back and forth, and you got racist white men. You mean to tell me you didn't know that? You in, come on, in the country, man. So I kind of got to blame his mother for not instilling the possibilities of what could happen to him around that area. I mean, if she got her son out there and he's jogging around and he's a nosy little inquisitive kid and he's active in the football team, he's class clown, he's hype. You got to tell him, man, you got to calm down, baby boy, because when you're in a place where it can happen to you. I was down in North Carolina, man. I seen the white boys with the big Tonka trucks riding around with the Confederate flags. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So come on now. I mean, everybody, you got to be ready to die for what you're doing. If you go into the store and some white guy stop you and you got to be ready to die for your fucking for the shit. But if you motherfucking, in people's property, you can't do that. You can't. And when you're traveling, your right to defend yourself is, and in a way, he wasn't just traveling. He was being nosy. He's back and forth, and he's doing things. And I don't know. I don't like that, man. I feel like Ahmaud, he could have did better, man. And them guys, they could have seen him as a child, rather than just seeing him as he had on shorts and a t-shirt. What the hell could he have been stealing and concealing? So, hold on. Give me 1 second, please. Yeah, he had on sweatpants. I mean, jogging, basketball shorts, and a t-shirt. So, come on now, come on now, basketball shorts and a motherfucking t-shirt. So we got two silly sets of motherfuckers here, man. We got a little black dude that don't know no fucking better, man. Because you can't do shit like that. Going to check out properties and how? Why? I don't see what the fuck you want to say there. And as a dad, I don't look at it as just being a silly kid no more. You know what I mean? Because I can't. Because I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna be down nowhere in no country now. If I'm in Brooklyn and the world is mine the way it was, then I'm doing what I want. But if I'm down somewhere in Georgia, Atlanta, in the country, come on now. It's impossible, man, to make yourself a target like that, man. And I pray for him, man. I pray for everybody in that case, man. Them three dudes, a couple of dudes got caught up in it. You got the dude who made the call. You got the dude who wanted to help out. You got the father and the son, so, and, then when you see the video, you see what happened. You see it. You know what I mean? I mean, they tried to block him off. He tried to run around, and ultimately he felt lunging, trying to go after the shooter was better than just getting shot. So when them type of spur of the moment situations, anything can happen, and that's what happened. Anything happened. He got shot. And that's how that went. They chased him down. That was crazy. They got to go to jail. You know what I mean? Ahmaud Arbery should have never been in that spot. He should have never been. They should have only seen him running by. Even if he was talking shit, fuck you, motherfucking pig. Whatever he wanted to say that his energy was. But for him to be on the properties and be doing all of that and checking shit out, words is words. But when you start touching shit and anything can happen now, and people are gonna feel like they justified for it. And as you can see, we're in a world where there's a trial over this shit. You know what I'm saying? They didn't catch him with anything stolen, and we're debating on the situation. He's not just in there. Not y'all going to jail. Like, for how long? Because this is it's open and shut. They had no fucking business playing cops. They had no business playing cop. They didn't have to play cop. You know what I'm saying? They could have called the police and just followed them, let them jog home. They could have let him jog. They could have followed him, if anything. They didn't have to stop him. So that tells you right there. That's not, I mean, he didn't have a gun that he gonna pull out. Now, if he now maybe you could, if you that racist and you like, fuck it, I want to get something out of this, this little black guy. So you know what I'm gonna do? We gonna follow him and wait for him to try to throw something at the truck or do something to me, and then we'll shoot him. So there's different ways to bait a person. You know what I mean? You can get him that angry where he'll just get mad and come kick the truck. Now you fear for your life. You in a gun holder state, you're a gun holder shoulder. But to follow him and don't see anything that he has that could be possibly had that he stole, and then have to wind up killing him is crazy. It's out of this fucking world. It's out of this motherfucking world. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. It's racist. You gotta call a spade a spade. We might as well be in fucking 1760 for that to happen. You're basically holding court in the streets. And then get a trial after. Like I said, I mean, as we can see, the system is definitely lopsided. You know what I mean? And this is what it is. If you ain't ready for it, prepare yourself for it. You ain't ready for it, prepare yourself for it. But I think if them people were smart, if Kyle was smart, he would have took a plea deal. I think if the father and son and the other guys are smart, they'd take a plea deal. Show some respect to what you did, because what are you trying to do? Walk up scot-free? You know what I mean? Do you feel like what you did was validated? It's impossible to. It's impossible for them to feel like what they did was, they didn't have the authority. But we finding out what's going on now. All we got to do is go to motherfucking TikTok. And if you go there, man, they'll spell it out, all this shit out for you. That shit weird, too. Because, see, Facebook won't allow that shit. Instagram won't really allow that shit. But TikTok is more of a Chinese-based company. So it's everything shooting through that motherfucker. It's everything, It's everything shooting through TikTok, boy. It's all. I mean, it's surprising, right? I mean, shit, you don't even got to go to school no more. You can just type the motherfucker on in the search bar on TikTok on whatever you want to learn, and that shit gonna come up. YouTube too, but TikTok got more of a, faster connection to it. It's immediate information, short spurts, 1 to 3 minute versions of the information, and gets the point across quicker, rather than watching a documentary on YouTube. So yeah, man, information is spreading, man. And as the information spreads, the money decreases. The value of the dollar decreases. So that's what's happening. You got the education with the wealth. And as people get smarter, the value of money decreases, because people know how to survive without needing money so much. People know how to survive without needing others so much. People know how to survive without having to spend so much. You know what I mean? Without having to do extra shit. Usually smart people are basic people. Knowledgeable people who know the ins and out about a lot of shit are basic people. Yeah, you already know, Steven. I mean, listen, you're a smart dude. You know what I mean? Very precise. I appreciate that, And that's exactly what it is. They got to go. They got to go there. That's that. They don't have a choice. Like I said, if they were smart, they would just took a plea deal to me, because it's like, come on, buddy. They would have definitely took a plea deal. But those cases finally hit, and it's a lot of other things going on. I definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in and hearing me out. And Steven, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. And yeah, we got some things to keep watching and see what they're gonna do. And the way how this world is, man, it's hard to trust. Like you said, Steven, we got people struggling in the world. You got, still got your world problems, but then you got basically 10% of it's a 10% circle of people with roughly 80, 90% of the world's worth, at this point. So economically, we have a landslide, and it's hard to get a place to own and a home in the place that you need it to be now. Getting a cheap home somewhere isn't hard, but getting a home where you need it to be is hard. You know what I mean? So relocating is definitely has to be in everyone's thought process at this point, wherever you live, because if something might be better for you wherever it might be, and pricey enough for you, the price is right. And we at a point where it's definitely time to just try to bring, forces together for good, man. That's all I say. And this is what I tell black people also. A lot of these black, YouTubers want to always preach dominance and takeover. And I feel like that wouldn't even make any sense at this point, because why would the government ever allow one group of people to take it over? You know what I mean? So I think aligning yourself, letting the powers that be knowing your intentions is the best thing to me, versus trying to have the powers that be scared of of when you have power. So I think, to me, that's just automatically, it has to be the weirdest thing to me. You know what I'm saying? For a bunch of YouTubers to always want to just out everything, rather than outing it, why not let's try to come to a solution with it? Since we know the facts on what it is, let's put that on the table also with an immediate solution, because this is why we want the immediate solution, because of the history of it, and because the effect of it, and because it's still emotional, because it's damn near illegal at this point, certain shit, so it's like, when you're really serious about it, you'll really come to some sort of understanding with what's going on now. You won't just be trying to stab everything. Everything is not just trying to out it, But when you hurt and you torn, appreciate you. Yes. Yeah, but when you hurt, you torn, the black population that has a voice is ultimately setting a voice for everybody, which is not fair. You know what I mean? Because I feel like certain people is trying to take on other people, a group's pain. Every black person doesn't feel the effects of what you do. So you can't even really do that anymore. Because now you put in the majority into the seat that they're not in. What sense would it make, to try to always, fight the strongest person? Eventually you got to outsmart the strongest person and come to some sort of alliance. The strongest person may not be able to do things that you do well, or have the knowledge that you do well, or have the whatever it is that you do well. They just might not have it. And it always happens like that. There's never one person or never one group with everything that they need. They always have to reach out, which is what America is built on, reaching out and actually taking, sometime aligning, but majority of the time taking what they need. After their mediocre proposal isn't accepted, they have, we tried to work with you guys, but when you don't, it has to go down. But I definitely feel like, it got to be a better way, man. It got to be a better way, but can't save the world, and there's no way to sit on YouTube and try to act like you can. You know what I'm saying? First we got to save ourselves first, and take care of your kids and make sure your kids don't grow up to be the population of the world that's out there now, because to me that seems just to be the problem. We have a whole generation of these, I would say 15 to 25-year-olds, or maybe even 15 to 30, that are you know what it is. What I mean? You can't, everybody's strapped, everybody a demon. Everybody, everybody's been in jail. Everybody wants to go to jail. Everybody not scared to go to jail. So we in that, that's crazy. I'm 37, so that would mean those kids' mothers and fathers would have to be no more than, no younger than, 30 to 45, no younger than 30, because of, I know about, like, one of my guys had a child when he was 15, so his daughter, is half his age, you know what I mean? He was 16, 15 when he went to jail, had a daughter, and now he's been locked up for 20 years. Now she's 18, and he's 36. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that population, that bracket. You know what I mean? So, you know, unfortunately, I had my child when I was 26. So, you know, I had my child 10 years later. Then he had his first child. So that goes to show you, you know, what world we live in. You know, and you know, you got the young girls who, you know, who don't care about their boyfriends going back and forth to jail. That's a cool thing now. You know what I mean? That's a cool thing for, you know, Shorty's man to be locked up, you know, and like Cardi B, when she was fucking with the dude, you know, he was in jail and he got shot. You know what I mean? So this is the light they set on that. You know what I mean? And you know, we in that type of environment now, man. We got demonic energy, man, around, real bad energy, evil energies around that type of shit. And it's serious. Real evil energy. Real evil energy is around that. You know. But definitely, you know, we gotta, you know, listen, celebrities, they do what they do to make the money they make. You know, they sacrifice what they have to do what they do. You know, we can't depend on them to change the world. You know, it's gonna take normal people, you know. And I was also thinking about something like, you know, we got all of these dudes, everybody getting money. Like, why we don't start like a band challenge? Like, let's do a 10 set of everybody. Everybody pick 10 set of 10 people groups. Everybody put a band together and start trying to go buy little properties to, you know, build greenhouses on. You know, so we got a bunch of hoods in the city, right? Why not 10 dudes come together from each hood, wherever? You know, put 2 bands together. Y'all getting money? Put 4, 5, put 10 bands together. Go buy a house, you know, and don't just use the house just to live in. You know, start an orphanage there. Yeah, yeah. All right, hold on, I'm coming, baby. What's up? My bad. Just had to help my little man jump in the shower. I just had to get his towel and rag and all that ready and all that. But yeah, man, you know, it's definitely not a game out here, man. We got to do what we got to do, people. White people, Chinese people, yellow, brown, all that, man. You know when it ain't right. You know what I mean? You know when it ain't right, and your best thing that you can do is just, you know, try to make it right. You know, like, you know. But what I realized is it's hard everywhere. Like, you know, coming from the city, moving somewhere else, I'm like, wow, just to see the pain on people's faces. It's like, damn, I thought I was the only one who grew up in that type of pain, but trust and believe, people, that pain is everywhere. You know, I mean, even in the wealthy households, because trust and believe, if financial, you know, freedom wasn't a problem, the man don't never let it be problem free, because that means you ain't even built to be here. You know, like problems is life. You know what I mean? And how you solve them is, you know, how life feels to be lived. So that's just that. That's that in a nutshell. There's no way of getting around it. You know, and definitely on the shit. I'm on to everything now. You know, I've been, you know, definitely enlightened a few years ago. The first book that I ever read that really enlightened me was a book on Christopher Columbus. It was a book called History. And when you break down the word, obviously history can be broken down to being his story. You know, and that shit woke me the fuck up. Like, if being a young 9, 10, 11-year-old kid, seeing a book with Christopher Columbus on it with a bloody face, or it was some sort of blood, graphical blood, and his and blood and story, and it was like, wow, this is what they did to me. they done sat here and made me learn, you know, and learn things that I didn't need to learn, you know what I mean, and not the truth, you know. So, and that's for everybody. I mean, for every nation, every, you know, should feel like, wow. I mean, would you rather be lied to or told the truth? So we're at that point where, you know, we obviously see what happened. We obviously see why the black community is tore down because of miseducation and, you know, being ripped from the source of who you are. You know, it does. It's a psychological effect that affects your mother, your grandmother. It affected the people so many generations before you that you know, it's an embedded. It's an embedded flaw, you know, of just being unstable. You know what I mean? I mean, and then when you really look at it, you know, you can't even, you know, when we get money, you know, we, as we can see, you look at Kanye West. I mean, I respect Ye, man, you know, but he's definitely far out now. I mean, he's far out, man. You know, he's far out. You know, Ye could have did better, man. You know, I mean, what's wrong with getting the regular Caesar still, you know, and chilling like me? I gotta have 100,000 somewhere up in this spot, but I just feel like certain people is just, you know, they change. You know, they got money and they changing. I mean, certain people making problems for themselves. You know, like Kanye with the whole Donald Trump thing. That was a lot. That was extra. I mean, you know, it was a lot. Why? You know, what has changed? What did Ye do to change the world? You know, nothing. He's done nothing legally that's on stamp, that's under the government's title that he's changed. So come on, all this shit bullshit, you know. Like, you know, stop making targets for yourselves. You know, just like with the nigga Tip, I had said that shit to myself. Like, nigga T.I. is one of my favorite, you know, entertainers, man. And I said, Tip being too vocal. As soon as he reached to the point of expressing his feelings on everything, he got hit. With Shorty talking about he drugged them, and Tiny. I said that shit to myself. You know, the best thing for a black motherfucker to do when they get money is to stay positive, man. You know, stay doing positive shit because, you know, don't forget about the people you hurt in the past. Trust and believe that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect, you know what I'm saying? But they don't want shit from a motherfucker who ain't got shit. So once you get it, you gotta backtrack, man. Go tie up them loose ends. Go build back those bridges again that you once broken if you did. You know what I'm saying? It's just only the best thing that I can say once your financial is public. Because as we can see, they did all that shit with Bill Cosby. I wonder if Bill Cosby was locked up with A.R. Ab in Philly. I know Ab probably held him down too. Like, how you gonna send Bill? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, they got Bill caught up. Like, damn, Bill Cosby, like, this shit sick. Shit sick. Some shit 30 years ago. I mean, it's sad. You know, but then you got the families that made it off of killing and bloodshed, you know, internationally and nationally, you know, we got so many rich. I mean, half the world's population is built off the growth, off the work of the slaves, and then from that being, you know, doubled and tripled, and you know, this is what we've got to. This is what we've gotten to off the back of that time period, because that time period stabilizes what should be produced, you know, and what can be produced just off of human work, off of human hands. So now you kind of put a time frame on work and productivity and the possibilities of shit without actually having anything to play with, to experiment with. You don't know what's possible. So not caring about the outcome of a people enough to start an economy is almost like, you know, putting guinea pigs in a training reel with no water to see how long they'll last versus the giving them water to see how long they'll last. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a group of people's lives were played with to reach this productivity in the world. And then now we give out fucking money to everybody. You even got Biden now. They got the images of him. They fucking sneaking kids on an army plane. On the White House plane. Like, this shit is out of control. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't know who that. What happened? We don't know, and listen, certain shit just not your business to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how this shit go. We in a world where, right? Like, I went to the bank. I'll be honest with you. I went to the bank with like 15 racks, begging these motherfuckers for a loan. Like, yo, I'm not working right now, but I just started my business. I started my LLC and trying my best to do this shit the right way. Went to these motherfuckers like 15, told them I'll give them everything I had. I had about 20,000. I said, I'll give y'all everything I got. All I want to do is get a loan to go get a home. I ain't got to keep paying rent. I don't make enough money. My credit, so this is what I'm told. I mean, a grown fucking man that don't even really know where I come from. I was told I'm from the Ghana tribe. I'm told, I've been told I'm, from the Ghana tribe and all of that type of stuff, but I haven't put a hand on it yet, man. And obviously know where my great grandmother came from, which is down south on a cotton plantation. I obviously know where my grandmother and my mother come from. But after that, before that, listen, and they got me over here, and I can't even get a fucking house. But you got motherfucking every other nationality that could come over here, and the government, and the government and the banks make sure that they don't suffer the way the people that was brought here suffer already. And that part about this game is, we already know what it is, man. They make it so hard, for a black person in a black area to own a home. You might have to go somewhere so out the box that they know you can't. The culture is ripped from you. So being there, you might as well don't even be who you are, because you ain't gonna be able to even express that. You're not gonna be able to even express that. You ain't gonna feel like you yourself there. And it gets like that. And I would say I'm one of them people. I'm far from ghetto, but I'm definitely realistic, man. So don't put me nowhere where it ain't what I'm used to, in a sense. I'll put a suit on. I'll do all that. I'll sit down, I'll chill out. I can talk proper. We can do it up. But at the end of the day, I gotta let my head down. You know what I mean? And I ain't outside shooting, but it's the culture. And that's the part about this shit that's rigged. It's just, it'll never work out for you where you want it to. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes other things are waiting for you, better places, different places. So, yeah, I'm coming, baby boy. Got you. Yeah, so I just wanted to touch a few little areas, man, and, just give y'all kind of an insight to who I am, on how I think, and definitely more to come, man. I'm on it now. I'm going to definitely start writing out my actual topics and doing my research on everything for y'all. Coming to y'all with some good content real soon. Some good content. I just wanted to give a real, take my time tonight, man. It's Friday. Been a long week. It's definitely real out here, man. Getting up every day now, going back to school after the COVID is kicking my ass. Shit kicking my ass. I'm not gonna lie, boy. Getting up every day now. It's like, all right, but got to get back into it. But I'm gonna get back up with y'all. And this is definitely going to be an ongoing thing. So check back in. Please subscribe, whoever checked in. And Linda and my dude Steven, I appreciate y'all. Please subscribe to me. And check out my little company too, www.shankandco.com. I make one sheet bed sheets, blanket and sheet. It's a blanket, it's a sheet, stays really neat. It's a Shank-It. Check it out. Real dope. For everybody, man. I made it for my son, but after I actually got into it, tried it on the bigger bags and seen how easy it was, I actually have them for queen sizes, king sizes currently in the making, twin XL, California. I'm coming right now, baby boy. Give me 1 second. I'm definitely doing all sizes, but currently I'm selling twins, fulls, and queens. And if yeah, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night. Peace. Like that loud.